Hey, good evening. It's June 14th, Monday evening. Thanks for being here tonight. Now, I want to go back this morning. If you didn't see it, it's okay, but I'm going to pick up on the video this morning about not being ruled by the destructive dark heart of man, because that heart is fickle. And we saw how the folks at Lystra both praised Paul, and then when they heard some different kind of information, they ran out and stoned him, literally, trying to kill him, leaving him for dead. Well, how is it that Paul collects himself, collects Barnabas, and he goes right on with the mission that God has called him to? You would think that this might be a little bit discouraging because he's doing the right thing. He's honoring God, quote unquote, really doing the Lord's work. And where does it get him? The people he tried to help, man that he even healed, they go and stone him in response. Paul survives because he's not depending upon the dark, fickle heart of man and human nature. Rather, he's trusting God. So a psalm like 113 is what encourages him. And it needs to encourage you and me as well. Listen to what the psalmist says. Praise the Lord, you his servants. Praise the name of the Lord. Let the name of the Lord be praised, both now and forevermore. From the rising of the sun to the place where it sets, the name of the Lord is to be praised. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exhortations to praise the Lord, to tell of his goodness. The psalmist is making a point here for us to figure this out. But then he goes from there and fleshes this out. So the first 3 verses is this endorsement, this encouragement to praise. But then he says, in the main body of the psalm, he tells us why this should be so. The Lord is exalted over all the nations, his glory above the heavens. See, this is what praise is, telling back to God what he's about. This is what genuine praise is really about in the Bible. Who is like the Lord our God, the one who sits enthroned on high? Now notice this phrase right here, who stoops down to look on the heavens and the earth. That's why I put in the thumbnail tonight a picture of the Milky Way and NASA's understanding of it. And the earth is in the middle of that. So this is a vast expanse of thousands and thousands of planets, of thousands of light years before us. The earth is in the middle of that. And God, he just happens, he stoops down and cares about it. He is above all that magnificent expanse of space. God is above all of it. And on the earth, and certainly the people who think that they're really cool, right? God is the one that's in charge in perspective. This is why Paul is not discouraged when he is treated so horribly by the good things that he has done. This humility of God coming to earth and caring about it. This typifies what Jesus has done, because in Philippians we read, he humbled himself, became in the form of a servant, and healed us by his kindness and compassion. And then the end of the psalm finishes with telling us what things are really like. He, that is God, raises the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ash heap. The praising, fickle heart of man going after earthly stuff, they don't get it, but God does this. And then he seats these people, taking them from low places, and seats them with princes, and the princes of the people. In other words, like Joseph, takes them from seemingly nothing and raising them to a point on high. And then he settles the ends of the psalm with this beautiful, beautiful thought. He settles the childless woman in her home as a happy mother of children. See, that's what God's all about. That's what he does. He is that caring and compassionate for us. And he settles things even to the point of making moms the happy mother of children. And the psalm ends, praise the Lord. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thought. This great God that we serve, that we honor, who in his grand greatness, no way to compare him. Actually, the picture is one of him just stooping down and observing the universe, and in the tiny speck of it, the earth, observing it, looking at it, and showing compassion on it, and rising people up who have not been treated well and blessing them, and then visiting a mom, and giving her children, bringing her happiness. That is the beauty of our God. And that's why Paul wasn't discouraged. He was encouraged to keep on following God because he knew his God was this kind of a God, the God of Psalm 113. So look at Psalm 113 when you want to be encouraged, because that's what it's there for. Don't look to the fickle heart of man. Look to the faithful compassion, covenant compassion of your God. And that's the thought for this night. Rest well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on post notifications. Rest well, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning. Great to be with you. Good night.